It was the winter of 1939. The kind of cold that bites through layers of wool and steel alike. The forests of Karelia lay silent under a blanket of snow. Endless, white, and still, but not entirely silent. In the distance, the rhythmic crunch of boots broke through the frostbitten air. A column of Soviet soldiers moving cautiously through the frozen expanse. They were deep in Finnish territory now. The Winter War had begun, Stalin's gamble to crush a much smaller neighbour. The Russians expected a swift victory, but Finland had something they didn't, a ghost in white. A flash cracked across the valley. One soldier dropped. Panic spread like wildfire. Another flash, another man down. Shouts echoed through the line. "Sniper, get down!" as men dove for cover, hearts pounding, and then a whisper. Bela Smrt, the White Death. Far away, unseen beneath a snow-covered ridge, one man lay still as ice, his rifle steady, his breath invisible. His name, Simo Häyhä. He wasn't born into war. He was a farmer, a hunter, a quiet man from the deep woods of southern Finland. But the wilderness had raised him well. From the moment he could hold a rifle, he hunted with precision and patience. His home was filled with trophies from shooting competitions, proof of his deadly accuracy long before the first shot of war was fired. When Finland called upon its sons, Simo answered. Assigned to a small garrison guarding the frontier, his commanding officer quickly recognized that Simo was no ordinary soldier. He was a born marksman, calm, disciplined, and unnervingly effective. His first mission as a sniper was not to attack, but to hunt another sniper. A duel in the snow. A Soviet marksman had been terrorizing their line from nearly 400 meters away. Simo studied the terrain, his eyes scanning every drift, every rock. Hours passed, then, a glint barely visible, the sun reflecting off a scope. That was enough. One squeeze of the trigger, one clean kill. The legend had begun. The Soviets grew desperate. They shelled forests where they believed he might be hiding. Dozens of artillery rounds thundered down. The ground trembled, trees splintered, but Simo crawled out unscathed. Unlike other snipers, he refused to use a scope. He preferred the simple iron sights. No glint, no reflection, no weakness. He became part of the snow itself, a shadow that breathed frost and struck without warning. Each morning before the sun rose, Simo would crawl through the drifts to a spot he knew well, a low pine tree that overlooked a frozen valley. There he built his nest, packed snow walls to absorb recoil, a mouthful of snow to hide his breath, and his rifle resting silently on his mittened hand. Then he waited, hours, sometimes all day, until movement caught his eye. 4 dark shapes trudging through the white one-shot. One fall. Another. 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 When the day was done, 25 men lay still in the snow. 25 in a single day. By then, Simo Häyhä had become a nightmare. Whispered among Soviet ranks, commanders placed a bounty on his head. Dozens of Red Army snipers were sent to hunt him, but none returned. One thought he had Simo cornered. He waited for hours. At dusk he stood to leave, and never stood again. By the end of January 1940, his confirmed kills had climbed past 200. The Finnish command awarded him a custom rifle. But Simo continued using his trusted M2830. It worked, he said simply. His streak continued. Over 500 confirmed kills in 100 days, an almost impossible number, even by modern standards. But in March his luck nearly ended. During a counterattack in the forests of Ulisma, Simo led his unit against a larger Soviet force. It was chaos, close combat in the trees, the air thick with gunfire and snow. Then a crack. An explosive bullet struck him in the jaw. His comrades thought him dead and placed him with the fallen, until one man saw his leg twitch. Simo was alive, barely half his face was gone. He remained in a coma for days. By the time he awoke, the war had ended. Over the years, surgeons rebuilt his jaw with bone from his hip, and when peace returned, Simo returned home. Not as a soldier, but as the man he had always been, a quiet farmer living out his days among the forests that once hid him. He never boasted, never glorified the war. When asked if he regretted anything, he said only, "I did what I was told to do, as well as I could." And when asked how he became such a good shot, he smiled and said, "Practice." He passed away in 2002, at 96 years old, a man of few words, but a legend whose silence echoed louder than any gunfire. Simo Häyhä, the White Death, the hunter who became a ghost, and the ghost who became a legend. And if stories like this one move you, tales of courage, survival, and the strength of the human spirit, then join me on this journey. Hit subscribe, leave a like, and share this story so it echoes far beyond this screen. Because some legends deserve to be remembered forever.